Rita told me she's gonna try to recruit you back. Have you given thoughts about next year? Is it something you're just gonna wait till the end of the year and think about?
Yeah, yeah, I kind of want to wait to see how we finish, how I feel, for my future and the goals that I have that is play pro. Um, I also want to see what's like already kind of done in terms of any options of teams or something, and how I'm in general feeling to make a decision. But I also want to talk it with my parents and my family.
How do you visualize in terms of your professional future? Do you have an idea of where you want to play country-wise? Or have you thought about that?
Yeah, well, I want to go to the highest levels if I can, like Italy, Turkey. But I also feel like US is going good in professional wise, so it could be also an option to stay here. I know also Dave is coaching a team, so I know I can actually have like or someone to play, or like uh, with Dave, for example, or just in general, like we can have also contacts here. So I don't know, but my first two options would be like Europe, I think.
Um, and the, have you heard how the money is in the US right now in the professional ranks? I mean, do you know what that's like, or is that not something you've looked at yet, the financial part?
I think, well, actually, I think US have a lot of money to do like cool things in volleyball. I think it's gonna grow up so much because it's already been like maybe 2 years with this the small league that they have, the Athletes Unlimited, but they're doing a new one too, starting next year. So I think is because how US is big in sports, I think volleyball is gonna grow up a lot more and fast.
And with Jalen injured this year and then now kind of out, what kind of extra pressure does that put on you?
Um, I think it's just more pressure in terms of hitting wise, but I mean I like it. I think I can do it, but also Jalen is playing back row, so we still have her in the court like talking and saying things, so that helps too. But we also have like people that like new people in the team like Jordan or Sydney that I think is also good for them and a big opportunity for them to grow as athletes. Um, and I had a feeling it's not just me, like we can actually separate the work and we can set them a lot too. And I think it's what we shown on last weekend. Like Anna actually set them a lot. It was not just me, so I think that helps too.
What's been your impression of Jordan in her first season here?
I well, I saw her. I played against her last year, so I knew what kind of athlete she was. I feel like she's coming from a different team and different coaches, but she's learning a lot here. And I had a feeling not just me, but like we can help her too, and she show us different things too. She has like a great arm. She hits so hard. I think it's just like more maybe the mental part. If she grow up more like with the smart shots or things like that, she's gonna be a great player.
Tough question. In the pandemic spring of 2021, there seemed like there was so much promise with, you essentially that was your freshman year, you and Jalen and the core of what this was going to be moving forward. Why don't you think it translated to more wins on
Well, first of all, it's hard to change the coaching stuff. We didn't change that much, like the system or something, but we have so many new players starting. It was just me and Jalen that we played before, but we had a new libero, new setter, new like other pins. So I think it's just like believing that we can do it even because they did it before every time in practice because they all practiced, but it was more like the pressure that we have in the games is that we need to, we always said that, like we need to practice and play how we practice. And it's just that small step that we need to do because we're always so close for the wins. And it's just like, I had the feeling we just need to believe, everyone needs to believe in themselves, then to put everything together as a team. But yeah, I think being one of the only players like me and Jalen that played before, it's just we just need to help them to feel like they deserve to be in the court. And as Rita always said, like we need to be all in, and knowing that if I need help, they're gonna help me too. I try to help as much as I can, but I think we're really close. We just need to do that small step to see the wins.
Yeah, how frustrating you've had all these 5-set losses, you know, to be in those matches and just to not be able to get the win.
Yeah, I think it's just frustrating at the end. Like in the moment, as soon as it's the point 15, you're like, okay, we fight, like we did fight, we compete or something. So it's kind of like I don't know if you guys said like the sweet taste, but also the sour one. Because it's sweet because we did things good. We fought, there's moments that we really play as a team. So that's like the good part. But then at the end, you're saying like, yeah, we did good, but we're not seeing the result. So like Rita always said too, that it doesn't matter the result. It's like how we played and how we compete. So I think in most of those games that we were close but we lost, it's more like that. We're just competing, but there's just small errors or small things that we just need to fix, and we'll see the results like in our favor then.
And Cal was one of those that, you know, that first set there were some mistakes that kind of.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to having, like, is this match more important because of the way that one went, that you kind of want to show what you can do?
Yeah, I think in general, all the matches that we were close to win, now we know how to play, now we know all the players, what we did wrong last time. So it's just, we need to, like, we now realize what things we need to do better that we didn't do in the last match. And also like the games like Stanford, Oregon, that was like it was harder. Now we know what kind of things we can do different. So that's the part that I like to be in the second half of the season, because you already know what you can do better and what you did wrong in the last game against them.
If you made the decision to come back, what would be the number one reason to do that? Is it because you see that this team could be very good quickly? Is there something academically maybe you still want to do in terms of another degree or NIL? I mean, what would be the number one reason to wanting to come back?
I think just the team and the coaching stuff, because I've been here for like 3 years and a half, and you know everyone knows you. They know how you are, and not even just in the team, but like also out of the team, in general, the school. I think that's like a way to continue in your comfort zone, something like that. But I really like the team. I like the girls and the coaching staff too. So that could be one, like volleyball is my reason to be here. So that will be the main thing.
Do you think communication has been a major issue with all these new players? That communication has kind of held you guys back on the court? Has that been an important part of some of these losses?
Yeah, for sure. I think, especially with people that, like Sydney, that she needed to play because Jalen is injured, it's not like we cannot expect her to be the person that talks or to be that person that is gonna take Jalen's spot in every term, like talking wise, everything. I think it's just the opposite. We need to like help them, and yeah, I try to tell her, like even if it's the same thing over and over again, she was like, "Thank you, that helps" or something. So I think it's the same thing with people that didn't really play in the last years. But I think communication is just, if it's not the most important thing, it's one of the most important things to, especially at the ends of the every sets or actual games.
Anything else?
Yeah, so based on the last 2 road trips, what can you guys take from those games and put them into the rest of the season, and like where can you improve on?
I will say, well, first Oregon and Oregon State. I think, well, against Oregon State we went to 5-2, so it was, I think, communication and starting full and finishing full. That's what we always said too. Like we need to, the whole game being all in. We cannot have that many ups and downs. I think that was a good thing we learned from Oregon and Oregon State. And then last weekend, I feel like we knew how to, something that we talked about too was against Utah. We started bad the first 2 sets, but we came back. And we were actually like, in the 5th set, like, okay, we're 0-0 again. So it's not that they had an advantage or something. So I think that's a really good thing, that we came back and we fought together. And then, well, in the 5th set, at the end, it didn't work that well, but like at least we know we're capable of coming back after being down for 2 sets.
Everyone's good? All right.
Good.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sophia.
Sophia.
Thank you.